I came a little bit with challenges. No hands, no legs.
What I thought about NDIS.
There's possibility even though with disability. English being a barrier for me. I'm a co-owner of Loyalty Care. This Australian guy who is born without limbs.
They'll bring people engaged and wants to contact you.
If you have a team, I think that would be great. Loyalty Care here is ready anytime. The rapid growth in NDIS.
They only did Facebook ads.
No, we are not doing well because of the SEO of this lady called me, and I think that's the government came up with the NDIS, which is great.
Behind the business.
Just a business and a brand. Why we are here and what we want to do. Majority to be an unregistered provider.
I'm on a mission to try and get all the customers with a personal brand.
Whoever that is doing a business, we are in a digital time. Social media, whether it's website, wherever is listening to Flora at the moment.
So hey guys, I'm gonna be with Flora today. Flora is the owner of Loyalty Care, which is one of our customers. We've been helping her with a website and social media and all of that in general. So I'm gonna be asking Flora a few questions about her business, how long she's been in business, what I thought about NDIS and all of those information in place. So I'm gonna be focusing on her and let's see what she can tell us. So I'm gonna be having my phone with me. So I have a few questions here in place as we go along. Don't mind my phone, just mind her. So our first question is, Flora, tell us about yourself, who you are and what you do.
I just thank you for the opportunity, but I'd like to start by thanking God for today, for making us being here to start the podcast. And also I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that we are living in, past and present. My name is Flora. My last name is Lasu. A little background about me. I've been living in Australia for the past almost 19 years. I came with a little bit with challenges, such as English being a barrier for me, but I passed that barrier because I put in my mind there is no limitation in my life. Everything I'm able to do it if I put my mind into it. And with that, I was able to, coming from a place where no even knowledge of writing proper and all that. Today, here I am with a degree in business management. So the idea was for me to just learn how to just basically to have English to write or read my confidential emails or mail. But now I'm able to do that and I've done business. So I'm a co-owner of Loyalty Care. Loyalty Care has started a little bit back and with a little bit of challenges. But here we are. We've been operating. I'm not going to mention the challenges for now. Maybe there's another slot there in the questions. But I'm just going to say we have officially been registered as of 2022. We are operating non-registered providers at the moment, waiting for our registration to come in. It's been a while, but I'm fingers crossed we'll have it very soon. I'm a believer. And I think that's, I don't know what was the other part of the questions, if I didn't answer.
Yeah, you answered properly. So I just came up based on the answer that you gave me. And my second question will be following up to that. So why Loyalty Care? Why do you guys choose the name Loyalty Care to support people with disability?
Okay, a Loyalty Care, it is a unique name, and it came for a different reason. It wasn't directly first for the business. After a long time, God blessed me with a little daughter of mine. Her name is Vanessa. And then my nieces, when I was pregnant in 2019, they asked me, they said they're going to name my child. So one of them came with Loyalty and Royalty, and the other one came with Vanessa.
Okay.
So I chose Vanessa because her last name is Vushiri. I wanted like VV.
Is that a Sudanese name?
Bushiri is, it's a tribal name from South Sudan. Okay. And then, so we took that. So now I have two nieces that they're very dear to me. So I already have a name for my daughter, which is Vanessa. And then I have a niece who gave us two names, which is Loyalty and Royalty. So because we couldn't put that in my daughter's name, so we decided when we came up with the business, instead of putting Royalty, we take Loyalty. So that's how we came up with Loyalty Services. Okay, so you are serving people with all of your loyal. Yes. Okay, nice. That is a good inspiration behind that name. Yes. So, yes. Wow. So without further ado, so I just want to go on my third question. Mm-hmm. What is your thought on people with disability in general? Everybody with disability must be mental health, no legs, no hands, eyes, they can't speak. What is your thought in all of those people? Because you have been supporting those people, you must have some thought in part of people's disability. I will go back to loyalty care when we have our motto, which is disability, is a possibility. And for me is understanding of people, working with them first. And for me, myself, which is quite a story, in 26 when I came here, I'd had some challenges. Somehow I ended up being in a disability list. And I had a lot of support then, because then they used to say, I was actually said by the doctors, I will be bedridden for life. So for me to have moved from that, from prospect that I will live all my life on bed, and here I am starting a business, it wouldn't be possible without other people that helped me. Therefore, when I thought of doing a business, I thought it is a right time to give back to those people. So for me, people with disability, they're no different from people without disability. Why? They're unique in their own ways. And I take my inspiration from this Australian guy who was born without limbs. His name is Nick Vujicic. And he's now a preacher, preaching gospel. But his story actually, for me, it gives me an example of saying that disability is like there's possibility even though with disability, if you put your mind into it. So my encouragement to people with disability, working with them, normally I let them know that their disability is nothing. Because some of them, if you like your question, some people with eye or leg, whatever, but imagine like Peter Volchurch, who was born without limbs, like no hands, no legs, but he made his life inspirational today. And he said, even though he doesn't have the, he have limbs, he doesn't have limbs, but his life is not limited. So for me, working with people with disability in all aspects of their life, I see them as a normal people who need and deserve to be treated equally to everybody else. So I don't, even though I work with them, but I don't see them. I see them like my fellow normal person. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Right. So you mentioned that you were about to be, the doctor said that you're supposed to be disabled. You mentioned something like that. Yeah, I had. Can you clarify that? Okay, I had a chronic back and neck issue for a long time. So when I came first, I was not even for a few years. I was in and off having to be on medical certificate, right, based on my ability, cannot be at work, cannot be at school. And they tried, like I've done literally everything. I've been seen with a neurosurgeon. I've been seen with even psychiatrists. no psychiatrist, psychologist, and finally, I think it was one doctor who had said I had an issue with my first vertebrae.
Wow.
There is that liquid, it run out. So what happens is my bones like comes to be very close to each other, rub itself. So I'll be in pain, and I used to be in really severe pain. So with that diagnosis, or before that diagnosis, because every time I go to see a doctor, there's different views about the pain I was going through. And then finally, so as of 2008, I was having a pension, disability pension.
Wow.
Because that when they thought I'm just going to be bedridden. So meaning I'm not going to improve, my life is going to be worse off. And even to a point I tried, they even advised me, because in 2007, 2008, disability was not as big as it is today.
Yes.
And at that time, I'm in my early 20s. And then they said it would be difficult to put me to like aged care home. So there's no one for youth home by then. Like right now, we have a lot of what do you call disability places that people with disability live on. But that wasn't there by that time. Even if not with the funding and everything wasn't as broad as now. So I was even advised to get someone from home to be looking for me or looking after me, because the prospect is that I'm never going to be proper.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a long process. We're gonna still discussing down the line, but not today. But because people wants to know that,
Yeah.
how long took for you to recover? What is the process gonna be? The long list. You will probably have a lot.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put that one aside
Right, yeah.
and continue. So my next question is going to lies down to what is how many participants do you currently support, and how long have you been working with them?
That's actually that question what I had. I was like, okay, that I don't want to be specific, but I would say I've got few at the moment.
Yes.
Some of them I've actually been giving them support for the past 2 years of our operation, and some of them for 1 year and a bit, and some a little bit. Because I think when I started the business, I'm a single mother of one, which she's currently 4 years. So I put my effort of not in like to look. It was really difficult because you have a child and you have a business. And because, like I mentioned, I had a partner, but the partner actually left all, not left, it was the arrangement that I look after the business side of things. And that too will take a lot of stuff out of me. So I decided that we don't have to go as big. We just have to have a limited client. So enable me to be able first to sustain what we have before I can go big, because I was worried if I go big, and then I also have to have my staff, and the staff need to be people that I get to know them and I get to trust them. So I thought going big straight up, it might come with big cost. Yes. Yeah.
So are you ready to go bigger now?
I
So
think
let's say to hit 20 to 50 clients.
definitely right now, because thank God I've got a very capable team on my belt, on the business belt. We've got few nurses that are gonna help us with because if you look at disability, nursing is a big thing. Will be there. Yeah. So if you have a team, I think that would be great. So we are happy to be taking on board. And the reason we are here, if you're listening to us, Loyalty Care here is ready anytime. It's not just ready because they want just the money, because they just like me as this director. I believe if I was said to be bedridden and I had people who have helped me, because I believe everything is in the mindset. Somebody actually came to me and helped me and said, Flora, this is what the doctor said, but this is what we're going to do. So we're going to say that whatever they said is wrong and you're going to be okay. And we worked with that person. May their soul rest in peace. She was my neighbor. She encouraged me a lot. And one thing about her, she used to be a professor from UK. And she used to have a lot of the what do you call them, lecturers from professors from different university in Queensland coming to her house for like academic knowledge. And then one day she popped on me. And one thing with her also that gave me an inspiration about disability is not a limitation. She had, because she's been a professor for a long time, so with the writing then, not now with the computer. So her right hand, she's a right hand person, but with time she started to have some disability on her hands. So now she trained her left hand to start writing lefty. And she said, because that's what the example she told me, that she did not want to accept that because her hand now is disabled, she can't do anything. So she trained the other hand. So that's for me, if a 82-year-old lady could able to change her life to make her life still living, with not thinking that now, oh, my arm is no longer working or my hands, I can't write, but she trained that. So for me, that's why I said disability is a possibility. Yeah.
Nice. Is that your company slogan?
Yes.
Disability is a possibility.
Yeah.
So that slogan comes from that woman.
It came actually for me is for few things through like that woman, plus my inspirational story of a Nick Volchich. Because they all were around the time 20. The first time I've heard of Nick Vujicic was 2008. That was around the time I was going through my own issues myself. But when he was saying, and I looked at him, if he could actually, with no hands and with no leg, he inspires and now I believe he's even a multi-dollar person at the moment because he's been asked to preach everywhere and he had strengths through the Bible.
I know the guy you're referring to.
Yes.
I saw him on TikTok all the time.
Yes. And that's to me that he's the best. And if he can do it, I can do it. And everybody out there can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's quite
yeah.
good story.
Yeah.
Behind your brand, behind yourself, and behind everything. So, but we want to get more information from you.
Yes.
But on my next question, it's gonna be like, what is NDIS and why do you think the industry is growing so rapidly with many providers?
Okay.
So, what is your thoughts on that, and why the market is very bad?
Very bad.
I can't say bad.
Yeah.
But huge and
Huge.
competitive.
Yes. Okay. NDIS in short stands for National Disability Insurance Scheme. And like I said, it might be there during the time early on. The NDIS is not new, but I think the government had now, because people living with disability, they normally have, like I said to my story, whereby I was advised to bring someone from overseas to look after me.
Wow.
So see how costly that's going to be. But then at that point in time, there's a comparison between me taking to a youth center that looks after people with disability, or with the person to come and look after me. So why I'm saying this, the way I'm saying this is, people with disability is not, I'm not going to say they're a burden to their family, but if you look at it financially, is really going to be, because some of them need other health. And we know the system in Australia, we have every year, I think it's a 5 paid government, they call it care plan, nurse care plan, and that's for you to access what do you call allied health in general, whatever you want. But now with people with disability, that wouldn't work for them, so they would need a better plan for them. And I think that's the government came up with with the NDIS, which is great. And now I'm going to answer the part of the rapid growth in NDIS. Through a little bit of research that I've done, NDIS participant in Australia, there are currently about 421,000 participants. And with that, we've got providers as well, service providers. I would say because of that number, there's need for providers to come on board. And why I would say so, because also the NDIS itself, the funding for NDIS, if I'm not mistaken, is about $22 billion industry. So yeah, so that would even tell you why there's that growth in NDIS. But like you said, there is good providers out there, and there's also not so good. I don't want to say the other words, but it's all about the motivation, and it's all about the intention. If your intention at the beginning, I know no one wants to be in a business without making profit, but if your mindset is all money based, you will never actually provide the good service that the client wants. And then in 10, you might be a dodgy person because in your mind, I want to grow big, I want to grow big. But if there's good providers, I'm not just going to say like our company, but I would say there is people like us. We had a client that we took on board with literally 1 hour a day was of service for them through their funding. And the client was we were looking after them 24 hours. For me, it was never the money, but for me, it was all about providing that service and making the life of my client to be as comfortable as they can. Because somebody somehow, without even NDIS funding, luckily for me in 2007, 2008, made my life possible.
Wow. So since you mentioned about 1 hour service, and then you make me come up with another quick question. So how many services do you provide? I know them because we're looking after your website and social media marketing side. So based on the audience, how many services do you provide?
We are not registered per se, but initially when we started, there's few services on board, but now we kind of limit them. So basically, the one that currently we have, we do in-home services, and we also do what do you call community participation, and we also have like community nursing, and we have even, as funny it is, because I've had our company on one of the Expo Disability Expo. We were registered for interpretation.
Wow.
And people were like, oh, we didn't know there's interpretations there. But if you go through the list, there is interpretation. And we've got SEAL, which we haven't yet embark on it because it's a bigger part of the business that you need to have properties and stuff like that. So, but it's part of our business, and we have few that I could mention, and we were also registered for Ally Health. But when we did our audit, because that part needed certify someone with their certificate, someone from the what do you call it, physiotherapist at least. So we didn't have that, so we dropped it. But yeah,
you guys dropped SEAL?
We didn't drop it. We have it, but we dropped the Ally Health.
Ally Health.
Yeah, but because we're thinking to go back into it.
Oh, okay, the Ally Health.
Yeah.
I remember you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to the SEAL, how do you guys find customers? Because I never helped somebody who has a SEAL NDIS. How do you guys find customer in that area? I know for the rest of the other, but whenever we focus on the SEAL, How do you get a customer to just move into your house without being your customer? Just moving and the other service provider providing. Do you always, after they move in, you have to share with?
At the moment, like if you've picked up when I said we are not picking that at the moment.
So I pick it up that one. What happened if you start doing that?
Yes.
How do you gonna be getting customer?
Okay.
Yeah, so you know what I mean now.
Yeah, I think there is so many ways of getting those clients. Like we said before, getting in contact with you, we were more getting word of mouth, get connected with people, and then you will find some participants that are not just partly, part of their plan includes you. And like I said, now I'm trying to make the company grow. But we were initially doing from home, which is I find it a bit difficult. But I feel like once we have an office or a shop, or like an office that we can run will be easily because it just means it is like people can just see it on advertisement, and also we can put it on our website, which is thanks to you. Before we moved to you guys, we've never had someone asking about our website, but now people are asking, which means it is a good thing. So before you know it, 2025 is a big thing for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now it comes down to, so what happened when your website was not performing? How were you feeling inside, within you? How were you feeling like, is there something that needs to be done, or how long does it took you to find someone who can do that work, or so?
Like, being in a business, you learn every day. One thing that I know for sure was I think you wouldn't know that you were going wrong until you started seeing the right way of doing things.
Doing things, yeah.
So for me in the beginning, like having website was like, okay, that's a good thing. I'm gonna have it. And I've got other services on the side where they say they're gonna help us connect to a participant, which some of them are great helping, and some of them I feel like is like you having a plan and you're not getting the service. To me is like my experience with the website, for my first website, I did have a lot of questions in my mind. Maybe I thought, because there is that information, because I get people calling me about SEO and all that. And then I
mentioned that to me that like a few people.
Yeah, so I was like, maybe we are not doing well because of the SEO. But when I started talking to you, you said we are actually doing things like gradually. And I've realized it's not the SEO, it's what we have done changes on the website. Yeah. So now the website, I've had even businesses calling me. This lady called me, and for me, I was like, I thought it was a client. I was so happy about that. And she was like, oh, are you in Brisbane? I said, no, I'm currently in Melbourne. She said, oh, there is the Disability Expo in Brisbane, and I would love to talk to you because actually I like your website. So I was like, okay, that's not sounding like a client for me. Let me see what it is. And then she said, I'm also a service provider and I'm interested on your website. Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice. And then, so what was your answer when those people calling you about SEO? So how were you saying to them?
Because with that is I think everybody out there want their business to flourish. So the thing that they were calling me, and for me, where it was a bit standoffish was, hi Flora, are you
With Married Agents?
No. There was like, are you provider for NDIS? I said, yeah. Oh, I see you have a very awesome website. Do you mind who did it for you? And then I'll say mortified. And I was like, in the beginning, I was like, okay, the first call, I was like, okay, what's wrong? Maybe those people didn't do the good job. And then the thing is, they said he did, like, you've got a beautiful website. I was like, okay, so there is something good happening. And then I'm waiting for next and said, have you considered SEO? And I was like, no, I think we are going down that track with modify agency, and then they would say, "Oh, how about promotion and that?" I said, "Oh, we've been looked after. Thank you for calling us. At the moment, we don't want your service."
Yeah, so when it comes to the SEO, I get a lot of questions regarding that. So SEO is just like an engine that you put yourself out there. So if you create a lot of content as we are doing now, you post on Facebook, Instagram, and Google will take those as a link. So when somebody is searching for uh, loyalty care, so you're gonna come up, your Facebook and Instagram gonna come up as a link.
Yes.
So try to search my name, Martin Zigashan. You can see all our company videos.
Okay.
Even if you search my name,
Yeah.
you will see everything in there.
Yeah.
So that is why I've been even getting NDIS participants calling me. So after we are running the ads, we're gonna go down into in a minute. So the SEO is not about just running the SEO on Google, so people to type on Google and find you. So SEO is about yourself, your engine, the content that you're putting out there. So that will also becoming an engine. So people get that one twisted. That's why they waste a lot of money without being a brand first, then they go to the SEO after they establish the name, then they go through the SEO so they can earn more, but they just from the beginning they wanna do SEO that the consequence comes down, they waste a lot of money and they're running they're running to me asking for help. So that's where it is. That's why wherever somebody asking you for SEO is a good thing. I'm saying SEO is a good thing. Every business need a SEO, but before doing SEO, you need to establish a brand, grow your brand first, get people to know you through different channels, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So when they go on your Google to find you, will be easy and trustworthy for them to wanna become your customer or purchase from you. Do you know what I mean right there? Because if you're just a small business, if you're just a small business and you just started, it's very hard for people to trust you. So if it's hard for people to trust you and you wanna do SEO straight away, it's gonna be like a wasting money. People gonna be coming to you, go on your website and go on your social media. There is nothing. You know, there is so many scammers going on out there. So we don't wanna go there now. There's so many scammers going on out there. So they won't feel the need or the action to talk to you. I always say marketing is an emotion that you share behind your brand and yourself. So after you share those emotions, enough emotions, so people can feel connected with you, that way will be easy for people to purchase your service and will also be easy for people to know you and make you feel like you are the expert in your industry. That is why I'm bringing you here, make you feel that you're an expert within your industry. When we are running your ads, will be much easier for people to get to you. So we come back again to the participant contacting me. So if we are running Facebook advertisement, I'm sure you see our ads all the time. I get majority of NDS participants calling me. So after they've been calling me for the past 3 weeks, and then I figured out that it might be something that our customer are missing. Why are they calling me rather than calling you guys? So I was, what's wrong with that? So I come last down to is about personal brand when it comes to the NDIS. Most NDIS business owner, they don't have a personal brand. They only have a business brand. And that business brand, everybody can have a business brand, but it's not trustworthy. By you can, people remember people doesn't buy your business. People buy you at the end of the day. So if you establish your own personal brand, and then it comes down to when the people you are running the ad, they will go to your brand and come see you. They see the way you interact, the way you talk. They will wanna trust you more and call you. So that is why I'm on a mission to try and get all the customer grow their personal brand by putting content like this out there and get themselves known. And then once we run ads, That's where it's gonna be easy for you to get customer. Make sense?
Yeah.
So when it comes to the SEO, we get there by now. So go back to you. So my other question is for you, Flora, like, how do you feel when it comes to marketing? Just want to ask you that question. I want to throw that question to you. How do you feel when it comes to marketing? How do you see marketing in terms of you? Just see the brand, the business. How do you see? What is marketing? That's my question to you.
Marketing to me is selling yourself out, not just yourself, but your business. Like what you said about having some of your clients to have these podcasts or these kind of interactions, so they'll be able to tell their story. I know there are a lot of NDIS providers out there, like me, but it makes very unique to have a story behind. Like you said, you mentioned something about just a business and a brand.
Yes.
So a business, it could be everybody can have a concept of a business, but when it doesn't have a brand, it doesn't actually make a proper business. And why for me, sorry, I would say I would take my one and only example, which is Nick Vujicic. For me, why? Because I see, even though with the disability he had mentioned in one of his videos that I watched, he had traveled over 47, 46 countries at that particular time. I don't know, maybe it's more than that. But I would say why is he's doing well. And I don't believe that he's the only person with such disability. There's a lot of people out there.
Because he have grown the brand.
Yes. And he actually gave people hope to say that if he could do it, how about me? So he actually become the business, not just the business, the story.
Behind the business.
Yes. So for me, I feel like promotion for me is like telling the people about the business and what's the core vision or goals of the business. To us, I will use another example with, like I said, we are non-registered. I'm hoping and I've been doing my hardest. I'm actually from Brisbane. I've actually even contacted my local government because my registration has been taking some time. And I find it rather difficult. And that's one of the issue that we could not go bigger because majority to be an unregistered provider, you look after people with self-manage and plan manage. Only. So if you do, so now we are missing that part of the business, which is a big part, the NDIS manage. I get to learn later on. But so for me was the one who grew his brand. So like which is the Nick one. So like I'm saying those were the promotional part for me. I just decided like it would have been easier if now if I could sit here and say I'm a registered provider, which means I don't have any limitation. But now we have a limitation somehow. But like I said, in my book, there's no limitation, everything possible. And they said preparation meets opportunity. So what we are doing now, we're doing the preparation. By the time the certification comes, that's the opportunity itself comes. That means we'll be able to be big out there. And I'm really keen on, I've tried promotion before your company in so many ways. They took my money, never seen any results, but I didn't give up. I continued to I have to promote the business. I have to promote the story, why we're here and what we want to do and what set us different from other companies. Yeah.
So when it comes to those guys that wanted to do Facebook. I'm sure they did Facebook ads. So they only did Facebook ads. They didn't focusing on the page. What needs to be done on the page? What needs to be going on? Because there was few errors there that we have been trying to fix. And then after that, there must be some type of content that bring people, which we're gonna talk after this podcast, that bring people engage and wants to contact you.
That's
Did
why
they do something?
No, I think again, it comes with the financial burden of it, especially being a small business. So, I was the first thing, I've got the website set, I've had the Facebook set, I've had the Instagram set. But they said to us, in order for them to be able to run ads, promotion, and stuff, we have to be paying $800 a month. And for us, with the limited budget, it was not something that we are able to do. And also, then I said, okay, let's start, because now we are supposed to now self-manage those page that they started. But even like going back to when you guys came in, like I've seen the difference, because I had a website for literally 1.5 years without no single person coming and saying, this is not right, this is wrong, or what are you guys doing? And changes to when I met you, which I met you through Facebook, because I've seen you've done some work for somebody else and I contacted you. From that period of time, I'm not sure whether I would say 3 to 4 months or something of that kind, I see the difference. And I see now, I'm confident that
things will go.
Loyalty care is going to be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, nice.
I don't know, while you're thinking about your question,
yes,
or what to say first, I just want to put it out there.
Yes.
Whoever that is listening,
yeah,
whoever that is doing a business,
yeah,
we are in a digital time,
yes,
whereby whatever aspect of digital, whether it's been social media, whether it's website, wherever, I would say it is very important to have the right people in your right side for the business to grow. Or else, like we had experience, you would have people who want the money, but will never get the job. So, in short, whoever is listening to Flora at the moment, I will say, try modify with your business. Trust them; they will do better for you, like they're doing for us. And yeah, that's what I'll say. I'll say it has been an opportunity and a privilege to actually have your company trying to help our company.
Nice.
And I am of a Sudanese background.
Yeah, let's go there. Let's go there. Because the last time I spoke to you, I thought like you're Nigerian.
No.
So I was very because I've got some Nigerian customer, but when I was first time speaking to you, your accent sounds like Nigerian. I was like, oh, nice. But I was so also surprised because I also have some Sudanese also customer. You tell me that you're from Sudanese. Can you try to specify a little bit down there?
Okay.
I'm sure I'm not the only one told you that.
No, actually, for some reason, I don't know why. It was funny that you said you thought of me being Nigerian, which again, like we're all African, we are all one people. I appreciate anyone, but that was actually the first time, rather not first time in terms of accent, someone to think that I was Nigerian.
Wow.
But I was always sometimes get people to say, are you from Nigeria? They put me to a particular tribe, is the Yoruba people. They say, are you from Yoruba? I was like, no, it's like I got that few comment, but mostly I was identified as, which I am, as being South Sudanese, because I was born in Sudan, which is the whole the country before the division. So I call myself Sudanese, but I'm by origin now that my family are from the south part of the country, which is now called South Sudan. So then we are more identified as East African. That include Uganda, Kenya, and all that. So I get to also be recognized as this is the comment I get. One Kenyan lady even spoke to me like Swahili, thinking I'm West Kenyan.
Wow.
Some lady actually, few, I've got people thinking I have some part of Uganda on me. But so yeah, it's like I was surprised when you said to me when we were talking. I said, "Oh, you said if you don't mind, can I ask you where you're from?" I said, "I'm from Sudan." You said, "Oh no, I didn't realize it was that." So I'm from Sudan and South Sudan, and I've got my grandmother coming from back origin from Uganda. So yeah, that's the combination of who Flora is.
Wow, nice. So I was very, very surprised when you told me you're from Sudan. So
Yeah,
it's something that I didn't expect.
yeah,
As you told me, well,
yeah.
I have to believe you. So well, I'm running out of questions.
So the one thing that I was saying before, and you said, when I said the part of the Sudanese, so the Sudanese, we have a say about, that when I was talking about your company, and then we have a say that in your life, you have people in your life that they're going to help you. They'll be your helpers, but you appreciate them all time because for us, it's somebody who, like I will use an example. If a pregnant lady had a baby and that lady who end up helping her, a midwife, whatever it is, they will be indebted to that person for life because they feel that they've seen the vulnerable part of their life. For loyalty care, I use that word to say that I appreciate what you've been doing to us. We feel like that part of that question I was saying, and we feel like in future we'll be indebted to you in a way because it is now with this digital year that we are living is just impossible. Words of mouth is great, but also we have to be digital as well. Yeah.
It's very important. So when it comes to your participant, how many activity do you normally support? Do you normally recommend to them to go and do to make them move and stay active in the community?
Uh, there are few, and like what our focus, and I've been trying to work with few now, and especially there is this particular person. I've realized that if we grow their God-given talent, it's the best thing. So Loyalty Care is trying. This is a project going on, so we are trying that to embark on trying to what do you call grow our client potential. Like I'll use the example, we've got a guy who is used to be a tailor before his brain injury incident that landed him to disability. So we're trying to help that person to get back to doing what he used to do. And this is what our plan going to be moving forward. And we are trying to also try to make them engage. I know there's a lot of centers out there that you can have community access done in it, but for me, I feel like we need to go to the core rather than nitty gritty. Like if I have a client who is like mowing, for instance, I would like, this is part of our plan, we would like to take them out to be able to do mowing as like getting something out there, like part of the promotion as well. So if they can be doing that and then people see them, it's not about the money, but it's just make them actively to seek that. And then if we are able to make them job ready in future, like for us, it's going to be a little training before taking you out there and do it yourself. Yeah. And just one thing that we have and that makes us very unique. My team are very passionate and they're very friendly. And I will use one example of one client that we had. He was having challenges. He had a behavioral challenges, and by the time we came to him, he was not even having a service, because any company that comes to the person, it's like they will stay maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but we stayed for over 1 year and plus.
Wow.
And that for me,
that's the story you shared with me one day ago.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So for me, that's where we put our passion into. Like, even though it was difficult, wasn't easy. My staff used to be beaten, hit, and all that. But I love her, not because of just I'm not encouraging violence, but I love the fact that she tried to handle that part very professional, and she tried to do everything regardless of some experiences, but she's still like, and I'm very proud, very, very proud, because for a company to have held somebody for that 1 year and plus, for me, I'm proud. And for some reason, they moved, and maybe there is a shortcoming from us. I'm yet to know. But they moved, and my knowledge so far, they have been seeing that particular client by over 3 companies since they left us.
Wow.
And to have them with us for 1 year and plus, it's for me, it's an accomplishment.
An experience.
Yeah.
So now I've got another question. When it comes to the participant goal, so how do we enforce after you support the customer, the participant the whole year? So how do you tell them, look, we have done all your goal have been accomplished. We need new goals. So how do you help them to come up with the new plan for you to send a new plan to the NDIS?
I think that's where it comes with the last part that I was before this, the part of where I'm saying we now having a goal of trying to help our participants to reach to their potential. Because this is the thing. Normally they have their goals, maybe to do this, to do this, to do this, and this is part of that. Part of that, maybe some of them to say, what they call community creativity.
Yeah.
But the idea is before you take them out to do that, I feel like you actually tap on that, find out what's their talent, because it is not what a beautiful thing in every business when your employee or the person who doing the business is doing it out of their passion.
Yeah.
But if there is no passion, you say, okay, Flora, you need to go and look for a job. And you put me to a job that that's not God hidden talent for me. I would never do anything. So for us is try to help them recognize that first, to be able, then when we recognize, we go through their goals and we try to see how we can improve on that. And then we will start having discussion. Like I use the example, the tailor guy, I actually talked to him. We started talking, and then we find out we never knew he was even a tailor. And apparently he's from Sudan as well.
Okay.
I never even knew. I had to speak to somebody else, which I find out that he was actually someone well known in doing those tailoring. He does suits and he does a lot of that. But had I not, or had we not as a company discussed that and start to find out, because his goal was like maybe he want to be doing this and doing this, and they're putting part there, potentially he goes to work, but there's nothing to say to find out what they want first before we can take them there. So.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so all right, guys, thanks for being with us today. We have discussed with Flora, and she has shared everything regarding our company. Or I didn't know that she's very intelligent in terms of business. So it was nice meeting you for the first time and get to discuss and learn more about your business in person. So hopefully next year we can do another podcast, 2 or 3, to make sure we grow your online presence as we go along. So it's been a pleasure. So I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.